In this video, we will reveal the rare photos and untold life stories of Hollywood legend Grace Kelly. Born to a bricklayer in Philadelphia, she defied all odds to become a Hollywood sensation, and then ultimately captured the heart of a real-life prince to become the beloved Princess of Monaco. On November 12, 1929, in the bustling city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a young girl named Grace Kelly was born into a family of high achievers. With her father being an Olympic gold medalist and owner of a brickwork contracting company, and her mother a former athlete and pioneering coach, Grace grew up in a household where expectations were sky high. She was the third of 4 children, all raised in the Catholic faith. Her brother, like their father, was also a world beater in sculling, with 4 Olympic gold medals to his name. Kelly would feel like that apple would fall far from the tree, as she often felt overshadowed by her accomplished siblings and struggled to find her own path. But Grace was a bright and curious child, always seeking her own place in the world. She was enchanted by the magic of performing and found solace in school plays and community theater. But her dreams of becoming an actress faced resistance from her father, who worried that the world of Hollywood might not be the best place for their little girl. Her father thought of the profession of acting as a slim cut above streetwalker. Seeing that she couldn't convince him to give his blessings, she decided to part ways. But undeterred by her parents' disapproval, Grace's passion for acting continued to grow. After finishing high school, she embarked on a brave journey to the city that never sleeps, New York City. Here, she studied at the prestigious American Academy of Dramatic Arts, embracing every opportunity to learn and shine. With dreams as big as the skyscrapers surrounding her, Grace took up modeling jobs to support herself while attending auditions. Her hard work and dedication eventually paid off as she started landing roles on Broadway and television. Kelly had her Broadway debut in Strindberg's The Father alongside Canadian actor Raymond Massey. From 1951 to 1953, Kelly took minor roles in films such as High Noon. But the young actress had her eyes on the big screen. So after High Noon, she took a break from acting to work on herself. She started private acting lessons in New York. It was after this that she was contracted for what might be the biggest breakthrough of her career. One day in early 1953, she received a script for an exotic adventure film called Mogambo, with legendary director John Ford at the helm and co-stars Clark Gable and Ava Gardner. Grace knew this was her chance to shine. Playing the elegant Linda Nordley, Grace captivated audiences with her depth and vulnerability. This earned her a first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. This film marked Grace's breakthrough moment, propelling her to stardom and turning her into a beloved Hollywood icon. In a very short movie career that spanned just 5 years and 11 films, Grace gave the industry a show to remember for a lifetime. With her blonde hair, porcelain skin, and magnetic presence, Grace became the epitome of sophistication and beauty. Her striking beauty was accentuated by her radiant smile and enchanting blue eyes, which seemed to hold a world of secrets. Her unforgettable performances in Rear Window, Dial M for Murder, and To Catch a Thief captured the imagination of an entire generation, leaving a lasting impression in the hearts of those who grew up watching her. As the soft glow of the projector illuminated the dark movie theaters, Grace Kelly transported her audience to a world where romance blossomed and heroes and heroines triumphed against all odds. However, Grace Kelly was rumored to have had relationships with several of her male co-stars, including Clark Gable, Ray Milland, and William Holden. Grace wore white gloves, but she was no saint, said the wife of top director Henry Hathaway. And she was not the only frustrated wife wagging fingers at Grace. Kelly knew how to play her way into the hearts of the men she worked with. Even starting as a teenager, Kelly was constantly drawn to older men, and their commitments to their wives weren't much of a priority to her. Her first relationship was with her high school sweetheart, Dawn Richardson, who happened to be the only person she dated that was within her age bracket. Her next relationship was with Jean Lyons, who was 10 years her senior. Ray Milland was her next affair, and the American director was almost her father's age. Milland has been married for 20 years, and Grace ruined his relationship with his wife. His wife threw him out of the house when she found out about his affair with the actress. Grace became popularly known as the homewrecker in the tabloid magazines. But the constant media drags didn't stop her, and even darker rumors sprung up. She was in a romance with David Niven, who was also married. As to if the actress did this for favors or just for the sheer pleasure of breaking hearts, only she can tell. Hot gossip was flying around telling of how she had aborted a baby for Oleg Cassini. Anyway, a lot of the stories seemed too detailed to be faked, but there was never enough evidence to call things out black and white. They should be treated that way, as rumors and speculations. But life had another surprise in store for our heroine. At the Cannes Film Festival in 1955, she met a charming prince from the tiny kingdom of Monaco. Their fateful encounter blossomed into a whirlwind romantic spark. With letters exchanged across continents, heartfelt conversations, and stolen moments of happiness, their love grew stronger. Prince Rainier knew he had found his soulmate in the enchanting Grace. She got an invitation to Monaco, and with this came the opportunity for a grand tour of the palace by the prince. As expected, she got the prince charmed and made sure to leave a lasting impression when she left. Within a year of their relationship, in a grand and romantic gesture, the prince traveled to the faraway land of Hollywood to ask for Grace's hand in marriage. Overwhelmed by love and devotion, Grace accepted his proposal, and in April of 1956, they got married. However, for life as a princess, there was a huge price to pay. Grace had to give up Hollywood, and her father would have to pay a $2 million dowry to assist with the wedding costs. Maybe it was all worth it? Well, I don't think Grace would agree. Giving up acting was a very large sacrifice for her, as this was a significant part of her identity and passion. As a princess, she could no longer take on roles in Hollywood, and her fans missed her presence on the silver screen. Prince Rainier seemed like the trophy husband, but he was not exactly the right man for her. Grace craved affection and was easily bored when relationships lacked excitement, and the prince, well, he was described as cold, unexpressive, and didn't care about what his wife wanted. Being a princess meant a lot of responsibilities, expectations, and royal protocols. Adjusting to these changes, along with moving to a new country and learning a new language, was overwhelming and isolating for someone who enjoyed a much more relaxed lifestyle earlier. For the first time in her life, Grace felt alone, and with news of her father's death, the actress sank to rock bottom. 6 years into their marriage, and rumored news of Kelly's return to Hollywood was everywhere. She was to feature in one of Alfred Hitchcock's classics, but it never happened. Grace called the whole show off. She claimed that she ran a tight princess schedule and still had to perform mother and wife duties. But Alfred wasn't convinced. He felt that she had turned him down because of Monaco's conservative element. Grace and Prince Rainier shared 2 kids after the first 2 years of their marriage, but the prince was always occupied with royal duties, and so, with each passing year, his bond with his wife kept growing weaker. Well, before their marriage, Grace was in a secret romance with her To Catch a Thief co-star, Cary Grant. And after she became a princess, there were speculations that she still kept ties with the actor. And Cary was everything that the prince was not. He publicly expressed his love for her and lavished her with praise on so many occasions. And with stories of Prince Rainier's love encounters with his many mistresses, a lot of pressure was on Kelly, but the media had their eyes on her. While there was never solid evidence to confirm their suspicions, Kelly was dying inside. She missed her old life terribly, but it was gone forever. Things grew quite sour between Grace and her husband, and who knows, she might have to call everything off. But we will never know. One fateful September morning in 1982, the sun rose over Monaco, unaware of the heartache that was about to befall the kingdom. Princess Grace, along with her youngest daughter, Princess Stephanie, set off on a casual drive through the winding roads that hugged the mountainside. Kelly had a stroke and lost control of the car. Stephanie tried to control the car, which was racing 50 feet downhill, but she couldn't. The car tumbled down the steep mountainside. It was one brutal accident. Stephanie and Grace were rushed to the hospital, but there was very little the doctors could do for the actress. While Princess Stephanie survived with minor injuries, the once radiant Princess Grace was tragically lost to the world. She was 52 at the time of her death. Though their marriage was far from perfect, Rainier missed Grace deeply, and he never married nor loved another until he died in 2005. He was buried beside his wife. The princess is no more, but her legacy lives on. The Princess Grace Foundation expresses Grace's big heart for charity and would continue her good works even after her death. Her foundation is dedicated to supporting emerging artists in theater, dance, and film by providing scholarships, apprenticeships, and fellowships. It continues Grace Kelly's legacy of nurturing talent and promoting artistic excellence. If you like this video on Grace Kelly, please watch other videos of her channel about beautiful actresses of yesteryear.